Good evening and welcome to our comprehensive daily news broadcast. Today, we bring you major developments from across the globe, starting with shifting diplomatic efforts in the Middle East. We will examine the emerging outlines of a potential peace deal between the United States and Iran, which aims to end the current conflict, even as negotiators grapple with persistent obstacles on the ground. From there, we turn to Eastern Europe, where a chilling security warning has been issued by Russian authorities, urging foreign nationals and diplomatic personnel to immediately evacuate the Ukrainian capital of Kyiv ahead of anticipated retaliatory strikes. In the United States, we are tracking an environmental crisis in California, where a state of emergency has been declared in Orange County following a critical chemical leak. Additionally, we look at developments surrounding President Donald Trump, including his recent Memorial Day address, a veteran-led lawsuit, and an upcoming medical examination at Walter Reed. Finally, we travel to New Jersey, where a state governor's attempt to investigate an immigration facility has sparked a public standoff, before concluding with a historic declaration from the Vatican, where Pope Leo XIV has taken a firm stand against the rapid expansion of artificial intelligence. Let us begin with our top story today. Our first major report centers on the high-stakes negotiations taking place in the Middle East, where the outlines of a potential peace agreement between the United States and Iran are beginning to form. However, despite initial signs of optimism, significant challenges remain. This week, top Iranian officials arrived in the Qatari capital of Doha to engage in critical diplomatic discussions. The Trump administration has signaled some hope that a definitive deal to end the war is taking shape, yet the path forward is anything but clear. Iranian negotiators have publicly raised concerns, stating that substantial obstacles continue to linger in the path of a final agreement. Specifically, Iranian officials have pointed to what they describe as frequent and unpredictable changes in the official United States positions, suggesting that these shifts are complicating the negotiation process and making a stable resolution more difficult to achieve. At the same time, President Trump has delivered conflicting signals regarding the actual progress of the talks, at times raising expectations and at other times suggesting a deal may not be near. This comes as the president faces intense and mounting pressure to finalize a peace deal, nearly 3 months since the conflict first began. Adding further complexity to the regional dynamic, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has declared that Israel intends to intensify its military attacks against Hezbollah. This stance threatens to reshape the broader security environment, even as negotiators in Doha work to secure a diplomatic breakthrough. Moving now to Eastern Europe, tensions have escalated sharply following a stark and urgent warning issued by Russian authorities. In a development that has sent shockwaves through the international community, Russia has officially warned foreign diplomats and citizens to immediately evacuate the Ukrainian capital of Kyiv. The warning, which was updated on Friday, May 8, 2026, presents a chilling ultimatum. Moscow has strongly urged foreign embassies operating in Kyiv to evacuate their diplomatic staff and advised foreign nationals to leave the city, warning of massive, highly destructive retaliatory strikes. According to Russian statements, these strikes are planned as a direct response to any potential actions by Ukraine that might disrupt Russia's upcoming Victory Day events. Russian officials stated that the evacuation order is intended to prevent foreign casualties in the event of these massive retaliatory operations. This dramatic escalation has placed foreign governments and organizations on high alert as they scramble to assess the safety of their personnel in the capital. The threat of wide-scale bombardment of Kyiv represents a significant intensification of the conflict's rhetorical and physical posture, raising concerns among international observers about the potential for severe damage and casualties in the coming days. Meanwhile, in the United States, an environmental and public safety emergency is unfolding on the West Coast. President Trump has formally approved an emergency declaration for the state of California in response to a hazardous chemical leak in Orange County. The critical development was announced by California Governor Gavin Newsom, who confirmed that the federal government has agreed to step in and provide crucial support to manage the crisis. The chemical leak, which has raised immediate concerns regarding public health and environmental contamination, has prompted state and local emergency teams to mobilize rapidly. With the federal emergency declaration now active, local authorities in Orange County will have access to broader resources to contain the leak, monitor air and water quality, and ensure the safety of nearby residents. The coordinated response between Governor Newsom's administration and the White House highlights the severity of the situation as emergency crews work around the clock to mitigate the impact of the toxic release. In Washington, President Trump has been engaged in a series of high-profile events, starting with his participation in the annual Memorial Day ceremonies. The president traveled to Arlington National Cemetery to honor fallen American service members, serving as the keynote speaker for the nation's Memorial Day events. However, the solemn occasion has been accompanied by ongoing controversies and legal challenges. According to news reports from 9 News, 3 Vietnam War veterans and an architectural historian have filed a lawsuit against Donald Trump. The legal action alleges specific grievances against the president, adding a layer of domestic legal pressure during a week dedicated to honoring military service. Concurrently, the British royal family is wrapping up a comprehensive 4-day tour of the United States. The royals are concluding their visit with a series of scheduled events in Virginia, drawing significant public and media attention as they conclude their diplomatic journey. Following these public appearances, the White House has announced that President Trump is scheduled to undergo a routine annual medical examination. This exam comes just 7 months after his last visit to the Walter Reed National Military Medical Center. The timing of the medical review has once again brought the president's physical health and age under intense public scrutiny. President Trump, who is set to turn 80 years old this coming June, is already the oldest individual to be inaugurated as president in United States history. While the White House has consistently boasted of the president's excellent health, critics and political observers continue to raise questions regarding the medical reality of a leader approaching his 9th decade. For his part, President Trump has repeatedly shrugged off these concerns, maintaining that he remains fully capable of fulfilling his duties. We turn next to New Jersey, where a major political confrontation is taking place at an immigration detention facility. New Jersey Governor Mickey Sherrill was recently denied access to a detention center located in the northern part of the state. This denial occurred as a hunger strike inside the facility entered its 4th day, drawing widespread attention to the conditions of the detainees. Governor Sherrill's attempt to inspect the site and review the situation firsthand was blocked by administrators, intensifying the public debate surrounding immigration enforcement and oversight in the state. This standoff comes amidst a separate, highly public dispute between Governor Sherrill and the international soccer governing body, FIFA. The conflict erupted after the governor posted a critical video asserting that FIFA should take responsibility for and pay for various fan-related services in the lead-up to the 2026 FIFA World Cup. FIFA responded strongly to Governor Sherrill's criticism, defending its practices and financial arrangements. The clash highlights the mounting pressures and logistical challenges facing local leaders as New Jersey prepares to host major international events, even as they navigate sensitive domestic issues like the ongoing hunger strike at the Northern Detention Center. Finally, we travel to the Vatican, where a historic philosophical and technological debate is taking shape. As the fever surrounding artificial intelligence continues to rise in Silicon Valley and across the global tech sector, Pope Leo XIV has issued a profound warning to the world. The American pontiff has taken a firm, uncompromising stand against the unchecked expansion of artificial intelligence, challenging the tech industry's narrative of rapid progress. In a notable declaration, Pope Leo XIV has firmly refused to allow the creation of an artificial intelligence version of himself. The Pope warned that the proliferation of this technology could seriously jeopardize human agency and undermine the fundamental dignity of the human experience. This dramatic intervention by the head of the Catholic Church has drawn comparisons to historical conflicts between faith and scientific advancement. Observers have noted the historical resonance of this moment, drawing parallels to 1633, when the famed astronomer Galileo Galilei stood before a tribunal of the Catholic Church in the convent of the Santa Maria Sopra Minerva Church in Rome. While that historic trial represented a clash over physical cosmology, today's confrontation between Pope Leo and Silicon Valley represents a battle over the future of human consciousness and identity. By refusing to digitize his likeness and warning of the existential risks of AI, Pope Leo XIV is challenging the tech giants to reconsider the ethical boundaries of their creations, signaling that the Vatican will not remain silent as artificial intelligence reshapes the human landscape. That brings us to the end of today's World News Update. We have covered critical developments, from shifting diplomatic negotiations in the Middle East to escalating safety warnings in Eastern Europe, environmental emergencies in California, domestic challenges for the presidency, local standoffs in New Jersey, and historic ethical warnings from the Vatican. We want to thank you for joining us today and staying informed on these vital global issues. If you found this broadcast informative, please take a moment to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for daily updates on world news. Don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Until tomorrow, stay safe and stay informed.